predatory wasps on the bait cups multiple times. So this study arose out of that question of whether they've impacted. So I have two different specific questions. For the observation studies, I will be looking at if there's a difference in the presence of blowflies and their oviposition in the forest habitat compared to the prairie habitat. And then this is a picture of the forest habitat with the prairie in the background beyond the tree line. And then for the manipulation studies, I will be looking at whether the blowflies will oviposit their eggs when there is a wasp present. And this is a cute little blowfly on one of the bait cups. So I'll be doing 3 types of trials: forest observation, prairie observation, and forest manipulation. And each trial will have 10 runs. So, and here is a Sarcophagidae larva, which is another insect that is also forensically important. So we're monitoring for those as well. And then this is my forest habitat to the bottom. Some more specific goals are to determine if the presence of predators plays a role in oviposition, and then from there to determine if sight or odor plays a more important role. And then also to observe the differences between the forest and the prairie habitat, both with time of oviposition and blowfly species. So using the prairie and the forest, and then the cups are placed on yellow stands. The stands are spray painted yellow to attract Hymenoptera, which is the order that wasps fall into, and they're attracted to the yellow color. And then each trial for the observation studies consists of 5 bait cups, and 1 bait cup consists of a plastic cup with some vermiculite in the bottom and a foil cup with chicken liver in it. And you can see that in right here. And then for the manipulation studies, there's 9 cups total. 3 cups are exactly the same as the observation, and then 3 have a pinned wasp in the liver, and then another 3 have crushed wasps sprinkled on top of the liver for the odor. And then this bottom picture is a picture of the prairie up here, and then the forest habitat is in the background. So the chicken liver is aged in the fume hood overnight, and then in the morning I put about 60 grams of chicken liver into the cups. And then the cups are covered and then put into the field about 4 hours after sunrise. So right now sunrise is about 6 a.m., so that would be 10 a.m. is when I put the cups out. And then 2 hours later, after the chicken liver has had time to warm up and become nice and smelly, smellier, the better. The more it smells, the more it's attracted to it, because dead bodies tend to smell because the tissue is decomposing. And then, so around noon, I remove the lids and observations start. And then once observation starts, I will be checking the cups every half hour, and I'm looking for blowfly eggs, the flesh fly larva, which I showed you earlier, as well as the presence of blowflies and predators. And then once I find that oviposition has occurred, the lid is, or the cup is removed, covered from the field, and it is done. And then the cups are placed in the fume hood at the end of the night, and so they can develop into the 3rd larval instar stage, so they can then be identified using a taxonomic key. For the observation studies, so far I've noticed that the blowflies seem to be preferring the forest habitat to the prairie habitat. I've been seeing more blowflies in the forest than the prairie, and I've been seeing them earlier in the forest. I've also been noticing that there are other insects that are on the stands and in the bait cups, such as scorpion flies, horseflies, as well as some bumblebees. And I've aroused a question, what if it's not just wasps that are influencing the oviposition, but also these other insects? So far I've done way more observation studies than manipulations. As you can see, that of the 15 forest observations, 14 of them have had oviposition in them. And then compared to the prairie habitat, which of the 18 that we've done, only 2 have had oviposition. So there's quite a difference between the forest and the prairie habitat. And then oviposition time varies anywhere from 7.5 to 11.5 hours, which was found in a previous study that oviposition occurs mainly between 6 and 12 hours after sunrise. And then you can see that the prairie oviposition is occurring later in the day. And then for the manipulation data, I've only had time to do one run of it yet, so I can't make any conclusions yet, but this is what we found. We found either blowfly larva eggs or the flesh fly larva in all of the cups. So, because this only includes the blowfly eggs. And then the time of oviposition varies between 8 and 12 hours for the manipulation so far. And then I've been working on IDing the blowflies, maggots, and so far I've found a wide variety with the Lucilla cordialis being the most common. And so far, the 2 replications from the prairie that have had eggs have not developed enough to be able to ID them yet. So all of these eggs are found in the forest. So the rest of the summer, I'm going to be completing the field trials and IDing the rest of the insects as well as the maggots are included in that. And then complete the pinned insect collection that I'm doing for PCCI. And in the fall, I will be doing statistical analysis as well as the final report. And this is actually the posterior end of a maggot. You'd think it would be the anterior end, but it's not. These are called spirocles, the little things inside it, and that is what the maggot uses to breathe. So maggots breathe out of their butts, which I think is really, really cool. Then I'd like to thank this PCCI for the opportunity, Dr. Sarah and the rest of the staff for being very helpful with any questions I have, as well as the other researchers, especially Alec and me for helping me get everything set up in the morning, because it's a pain in the butt to carry 9 stands out to the field along with the hammer, and then the VU Bio department. Any questions?